Alright, I'll be doing a tutorial on how to use the Tascam DP-02. I printed out the contents. There's an instructional DVD about how to use it. It's like $50 on their website. Just a rip-off, really. You could probably figure out how to use it yourself just by reading the manual, but if y'all are too lazy to read the manual, well, that's why people like me are here to teach you how to use this device. Anyways, first on the list is, well, it says the models, but no one cares, because I'll just take that up later when I'm talking about it. Front panel, and the rear panel. It's got all the inputs and the outputs and the power and whatnot. I don't know if you could even see that, but I don't have enough light in my room. Anyways, basic setup. Power goes onto the right side of the unit, up from the screen there, and it goes in and plugs into the wall like anything power does. You can all figure that out. And when you're monitoring it, most people are just going to use the headphone out, which is the left. There's two ports. The left one. And then from there, you just go. I'm using computer speakers because I don't use my computer here. But it goes just straight into my computer speakers there, so I can use those. And I only use those for monitoring when I record the guitar, because if I was actually mixing, I'd use my headphones there. Let's see. Alright, once you got it all set up, I suggest connecting the headphones so you don't get a loud pop from the power going to your speakers. And once you got it all plugged in, just press the power button and let her turn on. And you can see the loading screen there. Alright, and that's your home screen right there. And that's where everything's going to be. It's going to be zeroed out when you start. I'm just going to go over some buttons now, and we'll end part 1 here of how many parts I've yet to figure out. Anyways, if you look at all the buttons you got a shift button here, and what that does is that activates the secondary features of other keys, such as up here where it has the CDs, the CD key, how it has the finalize and erase right there, and point edit and system info. I'll explain all this later. But instead of pressing, if I just press it right now, you go into track edit menu, and then we go back to home, which is here, home. And see, if I wanted to go edit the points, which I'll explain later, you would just press the shift key and then press the point edit key, and then it goes into the point edit key. So when you press it, it goes to the orange lettering beneath anything, if there is an option there. The buttons we've got home, which just returns you to this screen here. We've got a menu, and it goes into your menu here. And then inside your menu, you've got a disc. I don't know if you can even see this, but there's disc, data backup, wave, MIDI, which is your metronome, whatnot. Then you got a USB. It's got a tuner built in that I don't know how to use, and preferences, which include the noise suppressor and the contrast of this display right here. Going back to the home screen, you have the song here, and with a song you can load songs. You just press yes, which is right here. Yes, enter. Press load, and I'm just going to load the demo that came with this instead of playing one of my songs, because I think it's much better. So I'm just going to press yes again, and it's the storing song. Loading. And see, when it's here, it's back at the home screen, and then you've got all this. And then I press play, and you can see it starts playing. And then we have all the faders here, which control volume if you don't know. And you want to make sure your headphone volume turns up, and also your master volume, which is the red one there. And see, if I move closer to my speakers, you can hear it. And that's just a demo that came with it. You've got your feature EQ up here, which is it's just a low and a high. It's not a low, mid, and a high. Then you've got your effects send, which you can either use on this one, the DP-02. It has an internal reverb unit, which I have off right now. And when it is off, it uses the effects send and returns, which are on the back panel right there. Send and 2 returns. That'd be like for running through a compressor or another effects unit, but I don't have one of those, and I don't really need one. Anyways, you have also got a pan down here. You can pan certain tracks, and then use the effects return. And up here you've got your channel controls, which is input A and input B there. And then you got your phantom power for your condenser mics for the XLRs there. Then you got your input mode. I'll explain all this later when I do my recording demo video. Here down here, just got your shift button, like I said. The auto punch, well, I'll explain that later. Rehearsal key, which I don't really know what it does, and I'll probably just explain that when I figure out what it does. It's the repeat key, which loops a certain part of your song. The history key, which goes back to all edits, which I'll explain later also. And then your instant undo and / redo button. And what that does is takes off recording that you screwed up on or whatever. Then you've got your skip forward keys, and these are to set your ins and your outs. I'll explain that later. And you got your function key, which I'll explain later also. Got your stop, fast forward keys when you're in your songs. If you're playing to a CD on this one, you can skip tracks that way. And you've got your play and your record button, which I will definitely be using later. You've got your record keys, and when you're ready to record, you'll just arm them like that. I'll explain that later also. Yeah. Let's see what's on the list. I don't know what multi-track recording is. Channels versus tracks. Recording levels. I'll do that later. I don't have any microphones. I don't record microphones. Nothing that I do by myself requires a microphone. However, when I do record bands, I do use microphones, obviously. Creating a song. That'll be in another video. Well, this looks like the end of part 1 here. This just set up and a quick overview of what there is. There's a specs review. Someone else out there also has a DP-02 that did a video. It's a DP-02 CF, but it still works. And it's pretty much the same thing, but mine's got a hard drive and the effects. Well, anyways, this is the end of part 1, and check back for more videos pretty quick. They should be up at the same time this one goes up. Anyways, just check them out, and hopefully this helps you out.